This content is brought to you by I Trust Capital, which is a great platform that allows you to easily invest in crypto without worrying about taxes or fees. I Trust Capital allows you to invest in crypto through an individual retirement account or IRA. IRAs are tax sheltered accounts, which means all of your crypto is tax free and can even grow tax free over time. The process of signing up with I Trust Capital is very easy. They have a mobile app. They have 25 plus cryptocurrencies. They have full support, a dedicated team ready to help you. And it is free. And once again, 100% free to sign up with I Trust Capital. There are no hidden fees and there's no monthly subscription or membership. They also have great security. They utilize Coinbase custody for all their custodial services. So you don't have to worry. It is institutional grade crypto custody that they are using. This is a great platform. Once again, it is free to sign up. So visit the link in the description and go check it out. If you sign up with my link, you get a $100 funding bonus. So once again, check the link in the description. Welcome back to the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. With me today is Alex Mashinsky, who's the CEO of Celsius Network. Alex is no stranger to the show. Alex, great to have you back on.
Thanks for having me back, and we actually stole your tagline because we're calling Celsius your home for crypto. So I guess we're overdue to be doing this episode.
For sure. A similar tagline there for sure. Well, Alex, I always appreciate your perspective on the market and all the insights that you garner from the folks using the Celsius platform. And I would love to start off with, what are your thoughts on the current market action? Are we in crypto winter like 2018, 2019, or are we still in this macro bull run, but in a deep correction right now?
So Celsius is a hodler community, right? So I can definitely tell you what hodlers are doing. And we have almost 2 million customers worldwide, about half of them in the US and half of them are coming from about 170 different countries. And they continue to do what they always do, which is add coins to their, assets during crypto winters. We went through 5 winters together, and most of us continue to add assets. Some people do bail out or trade out, or move, for example, to stablecoins. But for most of our customers, we're not seeing any change in their behavior. On the macro side, I definitely think that crypto markets are still attached. Unfortunately, still attached to the Nasdaq, to the stock or basically the tech stock index, and the tech stock index is very concerned. Obviously, it's down 20, 30, 40%. Some stocks are down 70, 80%. And they're all watching the Fed, right? The stock market is watching the Fed in terror and waiting to see when is the Fed gonna basically help the stock market or help the U.S. economy. And right now, unfortunately, the Fed is only focused on inflation. Basically, the Fed chairman and his all of his central bank members are all want to see several months of lowering inflation. So if you think of inflation as this 3-headed monster, every month that we go down in terms of inflation, they chop one head, right? The Fed chairman is like the prince with the sword, right? He's trying to kill take down the 3-headed dragon, and to kill the dragon we need 3 months. So each month they're going to chop off one head every time the CPI index is lower than the previous month. So last month, this month we got 8.3, and the previous month was 8.5. So we chopped one head off. We need 2 more months of lower inflation will allow the Fed, in my view, will allow the Fed to go to the markets and say, okay, enough damage. We are not going to do as many hikes for interest rate. We're not going to do as much quantitative tightening. And that's what's going to cause all markets to rebound, not just the stock market, but also the crypto market. If you watch the red candles on Bitcoin, it's already 8 red candles in a row. There's never been in the history of Bitcoin 8 red candles in a row, weekly candles. So we already overdue for a bounce, right? And all the people who are selling right now are basically giving their coins at the bottom of the market from weak hands to strong hands. And that's not what you're supposed to be doing. So wait for the bounce, then you can make a decision.
Yeah, we're just seeing the market cycles play out. And to your point, all eyes on the Fed. Do you anticipate that, maybe later this year, things will start bouncing, pretty much stock market and so forth, since, it's highly correlated with crypto? Or do you think we got still a bit more pain ahead, and then next year we start seeing upward movement?
So I do expect us to go sideways for a while. I mean, that's what Bitcoin does. It takes a beating and then it goes sideways, but then it goes up 5x, right? And if you are asleep at the wheel, or you're on vacation, or you think you can time the market, usually it happens in a few days and you just miss it all, right? And by the time you're trying to go back in, you already missed a half or 2/3 of the jump. And it's too late, right? Then you don't want to buy it at the top. So I think people, again, I'm not providing investment advice, right? I personally, I have a lot of Bitcoin. I'm sitting on a lot of Bitcoin, a lot of Ethereum, and obviously sell token, and I'm gonna weather the storm, because I don't know how to time the markets.
Sure.
But I'm just saying, I'm sharing with you my logic of thinking why I would or would not sell this or that. And sometimes I do sell or take a loan against it for liquidity purposes. But I do feel that Bitcoin is going to do what it always did, which is weather the storm and then go to higher highs and higher lows.
For sure. Now, a situation that happened in the crypto market that was certainly a huge catalyst in driving the prices down, even though, we're in the corrective state, was the Terra Luna UST stablecoin collapse. I would love to get your thoughts on that. And do you think it can recover? And do you expect very strong regulations as a result?
Yeah, so unfortunately, and I talked about this in the past, that not everybody who calls themselves a stablecoin is a stablecoin. And stablecoins come in 3 different forms. One is things like USDC or Paxos or TrueUSD that are basically pegged dollar to dollar. They're regulated. They're usually either trust companies or have almost all the assets in physical dollars in the bank, and they're pegged 1-to-1, right? So they're attached. Then you have over collateralized assets, right? So both Tether and DAI are over collateralized, and you have to look at the collateralization. What are the assets backing this or that asset, and decide if they are stable enough in a down market, right? And it's important to understand that Tether never depegged. Tether traded below $1 on several exchanges, but anyone who bought that Tether for 95 cents and went to the issuer, to Tether, got $1 for their dollar. So as long as you're getting $1 from Tether, that usually means that there is no depeg. Just because a willing seller who's in a hurry is willing to sell it for 95 cents, there are people who will give you $1 for 95 cents, right? If they need something else for it. So, and the third category are things like Luna and others that basically are very volatile. They have assets that are not necessarily, again, in this case, they're all in the same ecosystem, right? They're all in crypto. And basically, the chances that they will depeg is pretty high because they're extremely volatile. And just because somebody calls it a stable coin doesn't mean that it should trade at 1-to-1 with USDC or with USDT.
And, I know this collapse, really started sparking a lot of conversations in DC, Janet Yellen and many others. You think, they've been talking about stablecoin regulations for a long time, but do you think this will be the catalyst that, maybe in another month or so, we see those stablecoin regulations come through?
Well, I think it takes lawmakers longer than that to make decisions. So I think, it's going to be several years in the making. You have CBDCs, you have all kind of other things. I know many laws have been already proposed, but I think it's just going to take a little bit of time before any of these are actually actioned at. Our lawmakers have never been fighting harder with each other, so I have a hard time believing that they can pass something right now that is not giving more money to the Ukraine.
Sure. So on that note, President Biden passed the crypto executive order in March. What are your thoughts on this? Certainly, many folks see this as something good, call to action to all the regulatory agencies and regulators. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think it's a good thing. It forces all the agencies that are involved in decision making around crypto to at least have very clear opinion. They must put it in writing. They must report it. It's going to be public information. So we're all going to learn what the Fed and what Treasury and what the IRS and other people think about digital assets, how they're going to treat them, what the future looks like, and so on and so on. So all that is clarity is what the market is lacking. And getting clarity across all of these government organizations is definitely a good thing for crypto, even if some of it is going to be negative clarity, right? The negative clarity is better than no clarity.
Yeah, for sure. And I want to ask you about the SEC. Certainly, a lot of folks have their eyes on Gary Gensler and the SEC, who have been very aggressive with regulation by enforcement. BlockFi was fined $100 million. And when that happened, I thought of you guys, Celsius, right? And the lending platform and lending services you guys provide. Have they approached you and are you working with them to resolve anything on that front?
Yeah, so we govern by many regulators, and so it's not this or that agency, and just like almost every other company in crypto, and we can't talk about it. Obviously but we have to follow the same rules. We tried to stay compliant since we formed the business, right? And we have several law firms that tell us what to do every day, and we follow all those rules. So I don't think, I know a lot of people are upset with this or that regulator and they think that they're anti-crypto or whatever. I really don't think so. I did not have a single conversation with a lawmaker or regulator in which they showed, I hate you guys and I'm going to take you under or anything like that. So I think, we all have to, again, we're all seeking clarity, and the more clarity we get, the easier and the better it is, both for companies like Celsius and for customers that use the services.
Yeah, for sure. And on that note, I read about it just a week ago that you all filed for a draft, you filed a draft S1 form to make your mining unit public. Can you tell us about that and the plans there?
So again, can't talk about it because it's a federal filing or filing with the SEC, and so we have made several public statements, and anyone who wants to learn about it can just use Google to search for it and find all the information that's in the public domain.
What's on the roadmap for this year? I know we talked about going public, but are there other items you would like to highlight as far as what you got planned?
Sure. So we have amazing stuff we built. I think we launched more services this year than in the last 2 years. So we just launched or are launching about the on-ramps in 40 states. So you can actually connect your bank account to Celsius and basically either get USDC or Bitcoin or any other asset in your wallet. And you can also basically swap inside the app. It's not available everywhere, but it's available in most states for most people. We're going to have general availability beginning of June. So in just a few weeks. Right now it's still in beta. We're launching a credit card. So that's going to be, again, July. We're going to start shipping these cards for different users of Celsius. And we launched Celsius X. So check it out. It's a cross-chain wrapping service. So you can basically take Bitcoin, for example, turn it into CX BTC, and then use it on Polygon and other chains to either for DeFi or for other purposes. So it does not use the normal bridges. It's a basically wrapping and minting function similar to WBTC, but no fees and instant settlement, and it supports multiple chains. Also, one of our subsidiaries, GK8, which provides custody and staking services, has the highest insurance. So it's about $500 million worth of insurance if you do cold storage with GK8, or if you want to basically use those services through Celsius. And we think it's the best custody service in the entire world today for any digital assets. Very unique technology. So again, check it out. GK8.io is the website.
That's exciting. I can't wait for those respective updates. One item I wanted to ask you about, and I apologize that I didn't properly research this, but are you guys planning to do anything with NFTs, and thoughts on how the NFT market has boomed?
Yeah, we love NFTs. We are involved in a large project. Haven't announced it yet, so I hope in June, I think in mid-June, we'll be making some big announcements. And I think people are going to be very excited about the partnerships that we created. And, I think people were very focused on things that were created on the blockchain, right? Like punks or apes or things like that. But Celsius is trying to basically bring other assets to and create NFTs with them. So that's what we're trying to focus on.
Yeah, very exciting. Any hints as to maybe what vertical or industry, or you can't really speak to that yet?
It's coming soon. It's just 2 weeks away. So I would just look at the announcement.
Awesome. Is there any final thoughts you would like to share, on the market or anything else that's happening in the crypto market?
Well, like you, I said, we went through 5 crypto winters, and we always came out better if we hodl, right? So I think it's important for people. Many of your viewers probably are first time. This is their first winter, and they're in agony, they're in pain because they didn't go through several of these cycles, and some people may have even lost a lot of their money in Luna and things like that. And these are the lessons we all learned. We all went through that. We all, it was just different names, different times, but we all went through these hard lessons. And again, if you stick to the quality assets, if you stick to the projects that have created long-term viable business models, you're going to do fine, right? So hodl on, and one of the best places to hodl is on Celsius. So just download the app, try it out. Doesn't cost anything. And we even on our website, we have I think you have a link as well. You have a referral code as well. So just use that referral code, and we'd love to have you come and try out all the stuff we've been building for 5 years.
Alex, always a pleasure chatting with you. Thank you for joining me today.
Thanks for having me again.